Burg, isn't it? Is it black, red, green, blue? Yes, it is. Yeah, there we go. Die Burg. We were talking about it earlier. Here we go. His opponent playing. I don't know. I don't have the deck list. Don't we have this deck list? What's up with that? No? Ah, yeah. Deck list coming right up from Stefan Schalk. Although we can see here Knight of the Reliquary, Green Sun Zenith. I do believe that is the Maverick Man. Agrolome? Okay, that could also be it. So Agrolome it will be. Thomas Ma showing us the power of the Burg. Some people say that this is the most optimal deck in the format. I don't know. But they are all swear by it. Are we going to see Fire Covenant? No, it seems like they cut it. Too sad. That was such an awesome removal. Was ist Painful Truth überhaupt?
Draw 3. Für 3 Mana.
Ah, und 3 Life Blocks, ne? Painful Truth is really interesting to see. I just found out that I thought it was something else. Turns out it's the 3 mana draw 3 and like lose 3 life, I guess. Pretty cool. Good stuff that it made it into Legacy. Oh yeah, I should have just done that. Yeah, that is interesting stuff. So kind of going the longer game really, more of a control type deck. Definitely capable of some explosive starts, but seemingly trying to outvalue the other decks, the other like creature decks. Stefan Schalk on the other side. With a nice draw, chasing it for 1 on turn 1. Die Burg, I don't know, man. Well, Kane, that would be the dudes playing Die Burg. Like, who else would be saying this? But yeah, man, Stefan Schalk would have been off to a great start if he could have managed to resolve this Chalice of the Void. Would have been so devastating for Thomas Ma. So. Fortunately, he gets to... Did he force it or daze? I don't know. Ah, whatever. He dazed it. So good. Now it's getting to work on setting up on his own board. I do believe we're going to see a wasteland on this Bayou as well. While he's on the board now, the perfect time. Has more days though. Maybe would rather opt to play out a blue duel. We can see the Flooded Giant potentially fetching for something. Thomas Ma really needing to consider his mana base now. Yeah, no chance to wasteland anything. Which is sad. You want to wasteland as early as possible. Of course, in the long run, Stefan Schalk not going to be affected at all by the removal on his land. Right now would be the best time. Unfortunately, he just cannot risk it. Has to search for like blue dual land. Oh, beautifully altered land. I love it when people follow out their cards like this. The best pimping in my book. Drops the, I think, Delver of Secrets. Kind of drops it right in the glare area. Unfortunately, we can move the table wherever we want, but a certain area will always be glaring for, I don't know why. Probably because just the spot that is right under the camera is just impossible. Anyway, more fetching now. From Stefan Schalk, already up to 3 mana. Let's see what he's going to come up with. Die Burg putting him under pressure. Green Sun Zenith for 2 is going to eat the other days. Why did the library get shuffled now? Did he crack it for a fetch land? I guess, yeah, that was what it was. So yeah, this is that. Delver flip right away, top deck Brainstorm. Unfortunately, nothing but crap in his hand right now. The Wastelands, maybe now would be the time. Tough to say. I would probably Deathrite Shaman for blue mana, eat your opponent's fetch land, Brainstorm, so you can see what kind of spell you might want to be casting this turn. And then if you don't find anything of particular relevance, just go for the Wasteland on Stefan Schalk's land, because what are you going to do with it? It's not going to help you cast a lot of spells, man. So just get it out there, try to cut off your opponent from mana while having 1 less mana is still relevant. There we go, we see the Brainstorm right away. I don't know why Oh, he just chooses to go aggressive, even attacking with Deathrite Shaman. I don't know why he would not play a Brainstorm at this point. It does seem to me that that would have been just a way better choice than dealing that 1 damage to Stefan Scholk, although he is just scooping it up right away. I wonder why. Apparently no way to come back from this. Maybe we missed something about the life totals? But no. Did you see why this happens now? Stefan Scholk is absolutely unable to come back from this position for whatever reason. It seems like he wouldn't have been in this dire straits just yet. Deathrite Shaman, of course, totally disabling life from the loam interaction. So good, it's just his natural function of hating this en passant while actually just being the kind of mana card that really fixes this greedy Burg mana base. I don't know, man. This kind of... Unless he really has in-depth knowledge, how does he know that he cannot come back from this at all? I just don't know why. What is his deck about then? Didn't he get attacked for like 5 damage or something? How can you not take that? I don't know. Doesn't he run any, like, I don't know, removal or maybe creature? Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, Stefan Scholk, most definitely not correct to scoop it at this point. Surely had a couple percent to get back into this game. More than 1% for sure. And like, what else are you going to do with your time? This match isn't going to take this long, right? You're not going to take forever to defeat D Burg. Or be defeated by D Burg. Either way. You should have used the time in this match to just kind of see one more turn. Particularly, I'm always saying, like, look, man, it rarely is the way that you're dead for sure, but it will take a really long time, okay? Usually, it's either not that sure, or it won't take all that long either, so you can just wait it out. Are you dead in 2 turns? Okay, play 2 more turns. So what? What are you worried about? That you're not going to be dead in 2 more turns? But then you would want to be playing even more so than if you were sure. So just look at those 2 turns. You never know what happens, man. Magic is a crazy, crazy game. You can always draw into this combination of cards. All of a sudden, turns out the opponent has nothing anymore. If we look at Thomas Mara's hand, we see he had like a couple lands and a Brainstorm. Who knows if there was more lands on top of his deck? Actually, his board might have been all he would have had to work with for the next couple turns. Stefan Scholk, maybe drawing into consecutive removal, could still have been in this game. Chooses to give up, though. I don't know why. Definitely an emotional choice. No way that was strategically sound or whatever motivated. Stefan Scholk just wanting to get this game done with as soon as possible because it was just too, like, I don't know, emotionally unsatisfying or whatever to just keep playing this out. Now, though, yeah, man, if you want to conquer the Burg, it's got to be like a siege, man. You can't be like, oh, there is a wall, we're going to give up. You know, that won't work out. So Stefan Scholk, yeah, man. Thomas Ma put it all on the table, didn't have anything left in his cylinders, was just like a dragster coming out of the races, but only good for the 1 kilometer or mile, whatever they do in those races. Stefan Scholk, though, is so impressed that he just packs it in. Unbelievable. I am not rooting for Stefan Scholk now, man. I would have loved to see more discipline from this guy, because this is just not how you should be doing it at all, and not how anyone should be doing it. Anyway, like, of course, yeah, the situation was dire, but dude, man, like I said, just play it out real quick, would you? Now game 2, though, Stefan Scholk being on the play, as the chat already mentioned, probably a way different story. If he gets to start off and have Thomas Ma react to his plays, I don't think that Thomas Ma on the draw would have been able to build up such a aggressive board presence. His deck kind of course, can always curve like Delver into Tarmogoyf, or like, I don't know, Shaman into Delver Tarmogoyf even, but like isn't really necessarily able to sustain the pressure or like put you down with such a nut draw. I do believe this is a nautical mile, though. I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to look at his deck list in a second, and I can probably tell you that his chance of winning this was not 0. Can somebody go and fetch? Oh, here it is. Stefan Scholk, I have it right here. What do I see there? Punishing Fire, right? Why wouldn't it have been able to just draw Punishing Fire off the top, usually to kill the Delver, then take like the little more damage whenever, draw like another Punishing Fire, shoot the Deathrite Shaman, and then draw like whatever Growth of the Burn Willows, totally already being in the game again. I don't know why that was not possible, man, for him. I mean, like I said, unless there was serious misreporting on the life totals, he wouldn't have been all that dead. And Thomas Ma didn't have that much damage, man. He had, like, from what I could see, he just had the Shaman, the Flip Delver, and like one more dude. I don't know what it was. A Tarmogoyf, how big was it? But it was like 2 or 3, right? 3, 4? Okay, yeah, so maybe there really was no way to survive. Because, but still, there was also Abrupt Decay in Stefan Scholk's deck. Maybe he could have drawn that, kill the Goyf, then rip into the Punishing Fire. Kind of, I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, it's unfortunately, like, yeah, it might be possible that it was just too much damage, he couldn't do it. Still, like I said, if you're not that on board, just look at the one more card, man. It costs you so little. Maybe you missed something in your mind. Like, even if you were 100% sure, what good does it do you to give up? You just save this minute that you will no need for nothing, man. Might as well just have hung out, make the opponent maybe reveal you one more card. So you gain information about the Burg, which is also not trivial at all. I'm sure that he's unfamiliar with facing this deck, unless he runs into Thomas Ma specifically a lot. I hear a few Die Burg aficionados was more of a thing, like 2 years back they came up with it. Anyway, now in game 2 we'll see what's going on. Thomas Ma on Delver of Secrets. Always such a high variance card. Depending on how quickly that flips will be a total problem for Stefan Scholk. For Chalice of the Void this time sticking into play. Oh man, that's gotta be sad for Thomas Ma. He needs to really flip the Delver now. Unfortunately, he doesn't get to do it. Draws some land, like land number 4, whatever. Probably right now will try to go for Wasteland on Grove of the Burn Willows. I don't even know, man. No. Will decide to just pass the turn. We can see Nihil Spellbomb in his hand, which is pretty dead now. Well, there's probably not a lot of way for Thomas Ma to turn it back on. Looking at his sideboard, we see that he probably bought in some Flusterstorms, which he can interestingly still storm through the Chalice of the Void. Or maybe he didn't bring a Flusterstorm, never mind then. He brought in Nihil Spellbomb though for sure, as we could see. I bet he will be bringing Golgari Charm. Does that hold the graveyard at all? No, never mind. Envelope, I guess. And life. Okay, yeah, definitely wants to be bringing an Artifact Hide in, so I guess Golgari Charm is in after all, so that he can... only kills enchantments, crap, so there is, it's not going to be coming in then. Let me see, man. Yeah, I don't know. Thomas Ma really needing to react to stuff that maybe comes in from Stefan Scholk's sideboard. If he is anticipating choke, he might have brought in the Golgari Charm after all. But other than that, killing this Dark Confident with it though would be pretty sweet right now. So I don't know, man. Maybe it could have been a good choice. He must have been knowing that he had 4 Confident even if he didn't see it in game 1. Anyway, Thomas Ma seemingly not too phased at all by this Chalice of the Void. Much more so by the Maze of Ith, but has the Wasteland in his hand, I believe, to just shut it down. Or doesn't he? What is this? Ooh, he Collarguns commanded it. Wow, that was big for him. Total devastation on Stefan Scholk's board. I'm sure he imagined it differently than this, so apparently Thomas Ma maybe not having a Wasteland. But sure enough, getting the Collarguns command for Shatter and Shock value. Yeah, excuse me guys, I'm fumbling to this commentary like a noob. I don't even know what's going on here, man. Collarguns command anyway, guys. So strong in every format. We saw it yesterday in Modern, we see it in Standard all the time. Now even in Legacy, man. And what a devastation on Stefan Scholk. He hit some two great permanents with that. Now all that Thomas Ma needs is like another dude or the Wasteland on the Maze of Ith, and he can just start bringing Stefan Scholk down. Thomas Ma really thinking about it. Liliana of the Veil coming down, addicting his Delver, so getting that second creature would not be a good idea. On the other hand, Wasteland on the Maze of Ith. I still believe I saw it in his hand. Yeah, there it is, man. He does have it. It wasn't a big deal after all. Finds that bolt. This is pretty nice. Now he can just bolt Liliana in the face. Get rid of that. I'm pretty sure he wants to do that because Liliana is going to be a pretty mean machine in this deck of Stefan Scholk. Scholk not seeming to have too many more land drops. So like activating Liliana would cost him some spells, but we all know that his deck kind of thrives on the empty hand. No problem if he just manages to top deck life from the Loam at some point, or manage to find it some other way. Thomas Ma now really having to think about what to do, although I think that it's pretty obvious that he should be boarding this Liliana. Oh yeah, maybe he's considering whether he should Fork Bolt or Lightning Bolt it. Wastelands the Growth of the Burn Willows, okay. Fork Bolting Liliana. Fork Bolt in Liliana for 2, of course, unfortunately cannot split up Fork Bolt to do 1 to face, 1 to Liliana, because even though it's commonly played as a shortcut like this, you cannot actually play Burn at a Planeswalker. You're forced to play it at your opponent's face. You can then redirect the complete damage that the player's face would take to the Planeswalker. You have no choice. Even though Fork Bolt could be played at 2 targets, you will have to only point it at your opponent's face, dealing 2 damage to him, and then can redirect those 2 damages both to the Liliana or no, either way. There is no way to do 1 to him and 1 to the Liliana. Tarmogoyf getting taken out by Abrupt Decay. Stemming the bleeding, Stefan Scholk still not having to take any damages, and seemingly only a matter of time. Nihil Spellbomb hating his graveyard. Thomas Ma seems to pretty convincingly have him on the lockdown. Has Bolt and Submerge in his hand in case something too awkward should happen creature-wise, and can just wait for the Delver to flip. Oh no, he needs like one more dude though, or Wasteland, so that he can get past this maze. The maze, like I'm saying, keeping Stefan Scholk alive for now. Stefan Scholk, unfortunately, not hitting any more lands. The fact that maze is not making any mana really coming to bite him in the ass now. Deathrite Shaman, providing 2 damage a turn, or, of course, just dying to Abrupt Decay. That's the benefit of not having that many lands. On the other hand, though, Stefan Scholk just ripping all the spells that he needs to make sure that he keeps not dying to Thomas Ma. However, Thomas Ma is a long time away from dying himself, can just chill out like you couldn't believe. With that Nihil Spellbomb hanging out, threatening Stefan Scholk's graveyard and those removal cards in his hand. App using the Delver like a mini Sensei's Divining Top, checking the top card, then cracking the fetch and his upkeep. Tight play by Thomas Ma. Of course, that's how you should do it. You don't necessarily find everyone catching this. This, of course, excellent choice. Thomas Ma may be drawing something better now. Drawing another Bolt, which is okay. Will help him. Like, if Liliana comes down now, even, he can kill both of them. Delver of Secrets, Punishing Fire action, being threatened, so probably we're going to see a crack from the Nihil Spellbomb being forced. Interesting decision from Stefan Scholk to not Abrupt Decay the Nihil Spellbomb before that, to ensure that you got this in your hand. Now he can just wait until Stefan taps the Growth of the Burn Willows to get back the Punishing Fire and then nuke it in response with the Nihil Spellbomb. Submerge on Dryad Arbor, just wasting his turn. I like it. Look at that time walk. Dryad Arbor go is his turn. However, Thomas Ma now just kind of cycled the Submerge, cycled it into land. That's the drawback of plays like this. You are trading your Primo card against your opponent's random card, because that's all that's happening. You're using a resource in your hand to make the opponent not get a random card from his deck. Now the chances are pretty high though that random card would have been crap anyway. So all you did is you cycled Submerge for a random card. He saw this. It's basically just like he cycled it for 0 into Flooded Strand. Would have surely had rather Submerge than Flooded Strand. So I don't know about this play. He just wasted Stefan Scholk's turn, but I don't know if that is really what he wanted to do. Basically though, all he needs is more turns to find some stuff that he can attack Stefan Scholk with. Stefan still not having anything. Still only threatening to get back the Punishing Fire. Thomas threatening to Nihil Spellbomb in response. Having his card invested in this, therefore Stefan will like never tap his Growth of the Burn Willows now. Just so that Thomas Ma won't have the opportunity to sack that Spellbomb to get that card out of it. Life from the Loam now though, making him sacrifice it. So that he can get back the Punishing Fire in return with Growth of the Burn Willows. This is... He will probably let this resolve even, so that he can then... This is an odd choice. I don't like this at all from Thomas Ma. Now he just gives Stefan Scholk the Punishing Fire back to his hand, fizzles this Life from the Loam, but leaves Life from the Loam itself in the graveyard. I don't know why. Like, now Stefan Scholk can just start Life from the Loaming. Nothing Thomas Ma can do about it. His hand totally reactive and still can't be beating through the maze. Stefan Scholk now, look at the control that allows him. How did this happen? Nihil Spellbomb being given up to neither get the Life from the Loam nor the Punishing Fire. They were both there, but Stefan Scholk just manages to dodge this. I just don't know, man. It seems that Thomas Ma could have played it a little cooler than this. He could have just let the land go and at least defeat Life from the Loam. Yeah, looking so hot for Stefan Scholk. I wouldn't be too surprised if you would start seeing him go for a wastelanding onto all of Thomas Ma's land all the time now. Takes his time to commit this big Knight of the Reliquary, which I'm sure would have been way better a target for Submerge. Gets lightning bolted because there's like nothing in his graveyard. If he had left the wasteland untapped, he could have just wasted instead. Buffing the Knight to like, oh no, the graveyard was empty, right? Yeah, so he could have only buffed the Knight to a 3-3. No, could have wastelanded his own land though. If he chose so, wouldn't have been too bad anyway, since he could have just gotten them back from Life from the Loam. Not loving this. Wasteland being the natural counter to Lightning Bolt, probably should have just gone for it. Killing the Dryad Arbor or something, I don't even know, man. Stefan Scholk versus Thomas Ma. Thomas Ma so far definitely made the more questionable decision. Is playing the more interesting deck. I'm still rooting for him, sort of. His deck just seems to be so nice, but the way he's piloting it is not flawless at all. That Nihil Spellbomb was beyond questionable, unless he has really deep matchup knowledge about this game that I'm lacking, which could totally be the case. It wouldn't be the first time that it turns out I'm wrongfully shitting on this guy. But it just doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to me from this observer standpoint, and I also cannot imagine from what kind of standpoint that looked like a good play. Definitely not from Thomas Ma. What, Kane49? You're doubting it? In this particular situation, it is, man. It would have been the natural enemy of the Lightning Bolt. No way you could have killed the Light of the Reliquary if he could have just wastelanded his own random land in response. So yeah, guys, that could have been a thing. Stefan Scholk opted to not go for it. I don't know what kind of 1-mana instant he was supposed to represent with his untapped Badlands. Wasteland definitely, even to avoid getting like wastelanded on your own wasteland, which is always, like, not that it would make a big deal now, but still is always such a slap in the face. I don't know, man. Thomas Ma really way out of it now. He let the opponent get into this Life from the Loam groove, and that is going to come back to haunt him for sure. He's still looking for that wasteland, but even now it doesn't matter anymore because there is Life from the Loam. Finds the Nihil Spellbomb instead. Now that is great news. That top deck is going to now be able to take out Stefan Scholk's Life from the Loam. Not punishing fire though, but not to worry because Tarmogoyf big enough to survive the fire anyway. Thomas Ma drawing into the ponder even more options now. Let's see what he finds. Is it going to be more of what he already has or some new stuff? What's that kind of blue card on his very right that he has in his hand? Ah, Judge Foil Force. Okay. Yeah. Thomas Ma definitely pimping it out. I love his lands. The Judge Foil Force, not so much. Not a big fan of foils. Those altars, though, sweet stuff. The deck looking a little better than his place, but it's still all good. Like Thomas Ma, maybe he can. I don't know. He seems like he's still doing pretty good all of a sudden now that he do that second Nihil Spellbomb. The second one of the two. Is it like the fourth Abrupt Decay or something? Stefan Scholk just all the answers. Thomas Ma not being able to touch Stefan Scholk. Stefan Scholk really his lands alone. So commanding over the board right now, just lording there. Life from the Loam. Oh, is Life from the Loam actually in Stefan Scholk's hand? Nihil Spellbomb not doing anything? Oh yeah, that's what it is. Going for Life from the Loam again, no doubt, hoping that Thomas Ma is going to crack the bomb again. Is he going to do it? I think maybe he learned it this time. Because I still think you should be just letting him have those wastelands. Don't worry about that. Like, you got some lands, you're fine. The Life from the Loam will kill you for sure. You can survive those lands. Foisting the Life from the Loam, another interesting alternative. Now he can also just nuke the graveyard with an Alice Spellbomb. I'm sure we will see this end of turn. Just to get that extra card. Get him one turn closer to that wasteland. Now that Life of the Loam will be out of the way. He just has to hope Stefan Scholk runs no kind of instant card draw like cycling lands or whatever. We know there are in his deck. Not too many though, but they exist. And maybe there is one right now, and that would be so bad for Thomas Ma. He would really regret wasting that first Nihil Spellbomb then without getting the Life from the Dome. Thomas Ma now with the painful truth indeed. Drawing 3 more cards if life total not really relevant. And there it is, the wasteland. Finally, Thomas Ma can start beating down on Stefan Scholk. I doubt we're going to see a 5th Abrupt Decay here. I would be pretty impressed by the tricks up his literal sleeve. Thomas Ma looking like a dredge dude over there. Check out his graveyard. So stacked and presented like this, even though I doubt that there is many relevant information hidden in his graveyard. But whatever, man. Playing it clean, you can easily see how fat your Tarmogoyf is going to be and if there is anything relevant going on. In general, I like the decision. Really taking up a lot of place on the table, though. I mean, look at that. Tarmogoyf barely, like, not even 1 centimeter away from the edge of that land that is still in play. I don't like the sloppiness of this graveyard, but okay. At least as everybody knows what's going on. Tarmogoyf clearly not overlapping with the play area yet, but like, ooh, Life from the Loam, he finally drew it, he did bring it in, is now gonna turn the tables on Stefan Scholk, getting back those wastelands. Holy shit, he can just start wasting everything now. Wasting the wasteland first, I'm sure. Bolt for the Tarmogoyf, for the Confident, of course, we saw it coming. Oh no, right, he wastes that so he can get Punishing Fire off one more time. Gets bammed into the face, but since it's gained back, it only does like 1 damage to him still though. Stefan Scholk making it count. Trying to close this out, but now all of a sudden it seems like Thomas Ma is going to be back in this game. Stefan Scholk has nothing going on. Tarmogoyf so huge. And that is it, Stefan Scholk. This Chalice of the Void for 1, not going to be very impressive. Gets countered anyway. Even ditches a Ponder, the luxury. But yeah, Thomas Ma now seeing the writing on the wall in his favor will be able to just with very few attacks. No, kills Deathray Charm, it wasn't even Tarmogoyf, my bad. So Stefan Scholk clearing the table. Going to waste the wasteland now or what? Probably not. Since wasteland is so non-issue against his own Life from the Loam, probably will just choose to wasteland the most comeback enabling card on the table. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for the Badlands. I don't even know, man. At this point, he's also considering this, and it's really tough. I think Badlands has got to be it. It's red. He chooses to go with Bayou. I don't know why. Okay, because he also has Bolt for this, he can take him off the green. Well, that is strong. Stefan Scholk now having more mana issues than Thomas Ma. Both players really interesting mana bases. The Tabernacle, okay. Wastes his 1 mana before it gets wastelanded, but yeah, man. Not much Stefan Scholk can do. Totally out of everything. Life from the Loam can just reduce him to 0 permanence if he wants. Wasteland, wasteland, wasteland. All day we're gonna see it now. Deathrite Shaman totally making it impossible to come back at all. He can hose the graveyard like you wouldn't even know.
Schauen, hat weniger.
Man, Thomas Ma surely is the fortress, and he constructs the walls of his castle out of his graveyard. Look at this, such a gigantic power. Totally lording over everything. Thomas Ma's graveyard looking like third player coming from the side, dominating this matchup. Stefan Scholk barely has any presence anymore. You can see his measly like 3 permanents, but Thomas Ma getting closer to just locking him out. Stefan Scholk sees it, man. No way to come back from this stuff. Wow, it was looking so strong for Stefan Scholk. Thomas Ma almost snipping it, letting it slip away, but then coming back to win this. Okay, like I'm saying, I love die Burg, so I'm glad this happened. We can still see enough Agolom. Unfortunate for Stefan Scholk, although I must say, slightly questionable decision on this one point also. I don't remember it anymore, unfortunately. Anyway, Thomas Ma definitely the Slight Hill Spellbomb, but whatever, man, like I'm saying, it's all good. Mistakes can happen to everyone. Maybe it's not even his deck, maybe he just borrowed it, whatever, maybe he's unfamiliar with the intricacies of this matchup or of Legacy in general. It doesn't mean that he's a bad player per se, right? That is like always the point where I want people to understand. When I say that this was a bad play, doesn't mean he was a bad player. Naturally, players that don't make bad plays seem to kind of look as if they were better players, but maybe they had just had the fortune of not being on camera when their bad plays was happening. So Thomas Ma, like I'm saying, still having pretty commanding performance, seems to know what the matchup was all about, knew what to bring in, how to deal with the stuff that was there, maybe even crucially denying him the lands from the Life of the Loam. Seeing how it all worked out in the end, maybe he just really didn't want him to get the leg up on these lands right now, wanted to time walk him, just like he did with the Submerge, just buying the time until he could draw into that Life from the Loam that will lock him out, so who knows, man. We will see this. I hope Thomas Ma, he's sitting on 2-0 now, hopefully he can move to the tournament.
Wir kriegen jetzt Vintage für Challenge.
Jetzt genau sofort? Okay, man. And we, though, we're gonna just look into